I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Shri Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama-shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtike. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad-Bhagavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanaabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangri Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Akinchana Vittaya Nivritta Gunavrittaye Atmaramaya Shantaya Kevalye Pataye Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear Vaishnavas, for joining. We are so blessed and grateful. Lord Krishna is giving us these opportunities to us to associate with devotees, to read Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, to purify ourselves by reading Bhagavatam, by chanting Krishna's name form qualities. So we are so blessed and fortunate. So let's continue with Canto 8, Chapter 11, entitled King Indra Annihilates the Demons. So in the last few verses, we discussed till text number 36. And this Namuchi, Indra was fighting with Namuchi. There were three demons, basically Bala, Paka, and Namuchi. And if you remember in yesterday's class, the word was Namunchan. This Krisadiveda Prabhu was speaking this in yesterday's class, that the snake did not leave, Namunchan. So his Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was mentioning, and this clicked to me. I could not remember earlier when I heard the lecture, but when I heard Namunchan, this Namuchi came into my mind. And this demon was such that when he grabbed someone, he would not leave. Namuchi. Therefore, it was like from Namunchan. He would not leave. It's like so strong. And therefore, we see that earlier, the other demons Indra could easily annihilate. But this demon, when Indra tried to attack this demon Namuchi, what happened? Nothing happened. Namuchi, could not be killed. The last verse, 36. The same thunderbolt which had killed multiple great heroes like Vritrasura, and it was as good as Brahmastra, was useless like an ordinary rod, as if nothing happened to Namuchi. If someone, hits with a rod, he'll not, die. It's not like a real sharp rod. He'll get little hurt maybe. But so this way, Namuchi was also very powerful, and Indra's thunderbolt did not appear to work, as if it was ineffective. So with that, we stopped there. So let's continue with the next verse, text number 37. Iti shakram vishidantam ahavaga asharirini nayam sukshair shuks Nayam Shukkair Atho Narade Vadham Arhati Danavaham. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shukdev Goswami continued, while the morose Indra was lamenting in this way, an ominous, unembodied voice said from the sky, this demon Namuchi is not to be annihilated by anything dry or moist. So, very, very interesting here that a voice from the sky came and said that this demon would not be annihilated by anything dry or moist. Ominous is basically like inauspicious kind of. So, or ominous symptoms we discuss in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 1. That's how there were so many ominous or inauspicious symptoms present for the defeat of the Kauravas. So here this ominous voice spoke from the sky, unembodied. The word used is na sharirini. There was no person could not be seen, so it was not clear who was speaking. Unembodied, or na sharir, asharirini, or na sharirini. So sukha, suksha is dry, and ardi is moist. So well, how will he be killed? Because he cannot be killed with the dry, he cannot be killed with the moist. So let's see what happens. Yes, Nandini Mataji, you want to read or say something?
Yes, Prabhu, I want to read. Dandavat Pranam devotees. All praise to Prabhupada. Text 38. Mayasmai yadvaro datto mrityu nirvadra shushkayo atonya chinta niyaste upayo maghavan ripo. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The voice also said, O Indra, because I have given this demon the benediction that he will never be killed by any weapon that is dry or moist, you have to think of another way to kill him. So this is most likely Krishna's arrangement. This is obviously Krishna's arrangement, probably Krishna's voice or whoever's voice. That Krishna, Lord has made all the arrangements. He has benedicted demons, but at the same time, there is always those if then but clauses. There is always a way to kill a devotee. Because Krishna's plan is foolproof, so doesn't matter which benediction who has given. There is always a way to kill the demons if they are disturbing devotees, and we'll see what that plan is. And the weapon cannot be dry or moist. And this reminds Hiranyakashipu's benedictions he had taken. This or that, it's neither on the inside the house, outside the house, nor in the daylight or in the night. So we'll see what happens. Back to you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mataji. This demon probably had done a lot of tapasya to get this special benediction. But ultimately, we can try to trick God, but God is the best amongst the cheaters. You can try to cheat God. Okay, I'll not be killed in here and there and this way and that way, moist or dry weapon. But when Lord wants to kill, no one can protect. So let's see what happens to this Namuchi. Text 39. Yes, that's I would like to read. Yes, Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 39. tam deving giram akaranya Magavan Sushamaha Hita Dayan Phenam Atha Pashad Upayam Ubahatmakam. Translation by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. After hearing the ominous voice, Indra, with great attention, began to meditate on how to kill the demon. He then saw that foam would be the means, for it is neither moist nor dry. So again, we see that Indra, I guess this meditation means to take shelter to the Supreme Lord when some ominous things comes up or some unwanted things comes in our life. If we take shelter to the Lord, definitely He will give us the right path, show us the right path, how to come out of this. Back to Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So the word used here is fena. Phenum is like the foam. Foam is neither dry nor moist. it's it's an interesting. I'm sure we all have experienced foam. So it's neither dry nor moist. And then the word apavarga, which is used multiple times, or pavarga, the fur refers to fena, or the foam. So pa, fa, ba, bha, ma. So let's see who all know all five. Pa, fa, ba, bha, ma. I told one, that's clear. Fa is for fena. Okay. So Dev Prabhu knows all five. Please tell. Yes, people.
For Parishram, for Fena, Bob for Bertho, Bhoy, and Mrityu.
This is the cycle in material world, which practically everyone goes through except for a few rare souls. Lot of hard work, prakristhane karshati, lot of hard work. Parishram, 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 shrama eva hi kevalam. Dharma sunishtita pumsam vishvaksena katha sulta. Now padya yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. Lot of shrama. It's ashram, grihastha ashram, vaniprastha ashram, one brahmachari ashram. But the ashray of ashram is missing, so only shrama is there. In the ashram, if we take out the ashray of Krishna out, then what is left is shrama. Lot of hard work. Parishram, parishram, parishram. Work hard, party harder, foam harder. What happens in party? They foam till the mouth by drinking, alcohol, drugs, etc. Foaming till the mouth. So much hard work. So much hard work everyone is doing. Foaming till the mouth. So Fena, this neither dry, neither this got reminded of that. This comes multiple times, so we all should know, understand, and share. Then what happens? Then Shrama eva hi kevalam. Ultimately, it's futile, vyartha. It is not the real artha, it is vyartha. That means when the time of judgment will come, the Yamaraj, the Yamandutas will not ask how much dollars we have in bank, how many properties we have, how many cars we have, how many friends we have on Facebook. What will be asked? How many rounds we chanted, how many times we served spiritual master, how we were chanting, how we did all the acts of bhakti, seva, etc. All the spiritual acts, reading, hearing, chanting, navda bhakti. That was real artha. But what happens? So many bhajans are there. where Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Asatyara satya kori mani. But we consider asatya as satya. We consider the things which are vyartha as real artha. And the things which are real artha, we consider them as vyartha. Most people consider spiritual life as waste. Right? Why do you waste time going to the temple? Why do you waste time going chanting? Why you could have done this thing, you could have earned more money, you could have done this thing in your career or whatever. But this is the real artha. And people may say, well, why you're wasting time reading Bhagavatam? So now the choice is up to every individual to understand what is real artha and what is vyartha. Then comes bhai, fear, fear to protect our health, our wealth, our house, our car. So many types of insurance: health insurance, car insurance, home insurance, gadget insurance. You buy a $50 product, they'll say, hey, you bound to buy insurance for $3, which for 3 years. Everything insurance. Weather insurance, climate insurance, identity insurance. So someone could not steal your identity, not knowing what is our true identity. No one can steal our true identity. This false identity, the social security and Aadhaar card and credit card, that the world will steal. But can anyone steal our true identity? Jivara Swarupa Krishna, no one can steal. And so many, there are more than 100 types of insurances in this world. Why? Because of fear to protect. And ultimately, once life is gone in pa, fa, ba, bha, and the time of death comes very fast. And it's Ram Nam Satya. Ram Nam is always Satya, but people say only the time of death. So an intelligent person tries to understand that and tries to go to apavarga. Apavarga means opposite of pavarga. That means back home, back to Godhead. That means that person, yad gatva nani vartante tad dhama paramam mama. Lot of verses in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam mention that one who reads sincerely, chants sincerely, that person will go to apavarga, or back home, back to Godhead. So, coming back to this verse, Fena, this all started from Fena. So he saw that the foam would be the right way. So Indra basically thought to kill the demon with foam. So let's see whether he was successful or not. Anyone wants to read text 40? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. So, Prabhuji, this Fena, I think in one of the, I think Prabhupada mentions like horse example, right, Prabhuji? Horse or a donkey, I don't exactly remember. In one of the lecture, I kind of, but anyway.
Horse for, yeah, human beings are not different from donkeys.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because we are working like animals only if we are not taking to Krishna consciousness. So it's a lot of, in humans also, you see, so many people foam till the mouth. There have been a lot of hard work. It's common in humans also. So
Yes.
taking, this drugs and alcohol and stuff, they faint. They are foaming till the mouth. So yeah, certainly you heard from Prabhupada, certainly dogs and donkeys are known for working hard. And thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Hare Krishna devotees and the Pranam on Krishna Prabhupada. 40. Na suskena na chardrena jahara na muche sira tam tustver munigana malaye chavakiran vibhum. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thus Indra, king of heaven, served Namuchi's head with a weapon of foam, which was neither dry nor moist. Then all the sages satisfied Indra the exalted personality by showering flowers and garlands upon him, almost covering him. Purport. In this regard, the Shruti mantras say, Apam Fenina Namuche Sira Indro Atriyat. Indra killed Namuchi with watery foam, which is neither moist nor dry. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I think this is self-explanatory. So, with this, all the demigods, other demigods and the rishis and all were very exalted and covered him with the flowers and garlands. And it is said that Indra was able to kill Namuchi with a foam which is neither watery nor moist. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, next time we see foam, we can remember the pastimes of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, right? So, and we all see practically foam every day, right? While washing utensils, while washing clothes, while brushing teeth, while shaving, etc. Practically every day we are seeing foam or experiencing or touching foam. But now when we touch next time, we will have a different perspective. That's called Bhagavatam in application. So we can remember pa, fa, ba, ba, ma. We can remember the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. We can remember the pastimes. Oh, why Namuchi was not killed? Oh, he had a special benediction. Probably got a special benediction and he used it for killing. Why did Namuchi came? Oh, first Bala and Paka were killed. Why were Bala and Paka killed? Well, their friend. Who was their friend? Who remembers the name?
Namuchi.
Bala, Paka and Namuchi came.
Bali Maharaj.
In between them, Bali and these three. See, we just read a couple of days back. Jambasur.
Basura, yeah.
So Narada Muni told Balapaka, well, look at your friend Jambasur is gone. Right? Now you go do something about it. See, we can remember about Narada Muni. So this is from one thing we can be so absorbed in Bhagavatam. So next time we see foam, we should remember this pastime. Whether it is brushing or washing or doing household chores, we see foam every day. We can remember Papa. Any other comments or additions here? Okay, let's move on to next verse, text 41. Would someone like to read? Any Matajis? Kashish Mataji, are you in a position to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Tanvatanam to all devotees. Text number 41. Gandharva Mukhyo Jagatur Vishwa Asura Aparavasu Devadundu Bhayo Nedurn Nartakyo Narnatur Murda. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vishwavasu and Paravasu, the two chiefs of the Gandharvas, sang in great happiness. The kettle drums of the demigods sounded, and the Apsaras danced in jubilation. So here we understand that when the demon was severed by Lord Indra, King Indra, so all were happy, and the Gandharvas and Apsaras were dancing. So that's what I can understand, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, back to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. It's quite straightforward. The names of two chief Gandharvas are also mentioned here. Vishwasu and Paravasus. So let's see. It looks like a festival going on. The demons are getting killed one after the other, and the demigods seem to be victorious. Let's see what happens next. Text 42. Would someone want to read this one? Babu Prabhu, you want to read? Okay, Subrat Prabhu, looks like you're trying to read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, please.
Should I read? Yeah. Anye Pyayevam Pratidvandam Vaye Agni Varunadaya Sudayam Asura Mriga Kesarino Yata. Translation: Vayu, Agni, Varuna, and other demigods began killing the demons who opposed them, just as lion kill deer in the forest. So not only Indra, the other demigods are killing the demons, like a lion killing the deer. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. This is quite straightforward. Yes, we can keep reading, or we can do one more thing. We can read about Sri Jagadish Pandit, because today is his disappearance or appearance. Today is his appearance day. So let's read about this great personality and the different pastimes associated. And I'm going to share a lecture with Mohila Prabhu also, so you can hear that later. So let's start and see how much we can read about Jagadish Pandit. So everyone can read a couple of lines or one or two paragraphs. So I'll share this lecture afterwards, but for now, we can start reading from here. Yes, Subrat Prabhu, you want to start? And then Ekant Prabhu can read.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna devotees. Apare yagna. One second, Prabhu. Apare yagna patnyayu Sri Jagadisa Hiranyakau ekadasya yayor anna prathayitva ghasat Prabhu. The wives of sacrificing Brahmins in Braja took birth as Jagadish and Hiranya. The Lord Mahaprabhu asked for and ate their prasad on the Ekadashi day. Guru Ganodesha Deepika 192.
Let me clarify here. So Gaur Ganodesha Deepika has who were the associates in the Krishna Leela and what was their role in Gaura Leela is all mentioned in Gaur Ganodesha Deepika. This is what I have heard. I have not read the book. So the wives of the sacrifice, the Brahman Patnis, you all know this story, that when Krishna asked his friends to get food from the Brahmanas, so their wives in the Gaur Leela, they were Jagadish and Hiranya. So that was their identity in the Gaur Leela. Okay, now next one. Yes, you can still.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Asidvrije chandrahaso nartako rasako vidaha shayoya nritya vinodhi Shri Jagadakshaya Panditaha. In Vraja, there was a dancer named Chandrahasa, who was very expert in the tasting of rasa. In Chaitanya Leela, he became Jagadisha Pandit, who also took great pleasure in dancing for the Lord. Jagadisha Pandit is considered to be simultaneously both Nityananda, Nityananda Sakha, and Chaitanya Sakha, a branch both of Chaitanya as well as Nityananda in the desire tree of devotion. He was born in a town of Gauhati in the modern Assam. His father's name was Kamalaksha Bhatta. Both of his parents were devotees of Vishnu. When they died, he came with his wife Du- Du- Duikini and his brother Hiranya to Mayapur on the shores of the Ganga, where they built a home near that of Jagannatha Mishra. Jagatisha Pandita became Jagannath Mishra's very close friend. Should I stop here or continue?
Sure. So who was Jagannath Mishra? Who knows? Raise your hand if you know the answer. Raise your hand. I just see one hand up. Let's wait, Prabhu. I want to see who all know. Sudhir Prabhu, who was Jagannath Mishra? Nayan Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, father of Sri Chaitanya.
Yes, the father of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very nice. Okay, let's continue reading. And like we have Nandotsav after Janmashtami, right? So we have Jagannath Mishra festival after Gaur Purnima. Okay, let's read from here. Someone who has not read today? Yes, Moksha Mataji? And then Bhaswati Mataji can read after.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna devotees, Dhanvat Pranam. Jagdish and his wife Dukini had the same kind of parental affection for the little Nimai as Jagannath and Shachi themselves. Dunduki was like a mother to Nimai and even sometimes acted as his wet nurse. Nimai, the son of Shachi, is none other than the son of Yashoda, the Supreme Personality, Lord Krishna incarnate. It is not possible for anyone but an eternal associate of the Lord to have a good fortune to treat him like a son in this way. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yes, Bhaswati Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Nimai begs for Jagadisha's offering. Mahaprabhu showed through his pastimes just how dear he considered Jagadisha Pandit to be. Srimad Mahaprabhu is the father of Sankirtan, and even as a child, he tricked everyone into chanting the holy names. Sachi and all the other neighbors would clap their hands and sing the names of the Lord in order to make him stop crying. One Ekadashi day, however, Nimai kept on crying despite Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra's chanting the names in the usual way. His parents became confused and anxious, and in desperation asked him, "What do you want, child? What must we give you to make you to stop crying?" Nimai answered, "Today they have made a rice offering to Vishnu at Jagadisha's house. I want to eat some of that prasad. Give me some of that prasad, and I will stop crying."
Thank you, Mataji. Isn't it beautiful? So this little Nimai, how can he get to know what a few blocks away, what Jagdish Pandit has cooked at home? Prabhu, can your child tell what Sudhir Prabhu has cooked at his home? Or vice versa? No, right? So which all these pastimes show that Nimai is not an ordinary child. Because he was just a little, like, maybe less than 1 year old. And generally he would stop crying when everyone would clap and dance and sing. But this time it was the day of Ekadashi and he was not stopping to cry. So let's see what happens next. Yes, Jyoti Mataji, want to read?
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams to all the devotees. Jagannath Mishra was amazed to hear Nimai say such things. How could he know that
Hare Krishna, we can't hear you.
request? Adding that he was worried that it would not be correct for him to eat rice on Ekadashi day. But Gauranga's eternal associate Jagadish Pandit knew that it was little Gopal in the form of Nimai who was hungry. Without any hesitation, he gave the entire offering to Jagannath Mishra. As soon as Nimai received the plate, he immediately stopped crying and joyfully started to. Prabhuji, could you please raise? Joyfully started to eat. Can I read one more para, Prabhuji?
I think your voice is breaking. I'm not sure if it's for me or for everyone. Was everyone able to hear clearly?
Oh, the middle part we missed.
Let's do a quick recap of this. Thank you. So basically, first of all, how Lord got to know Jagannath Mishra, considering him as his own baby, not as a supreme Lord. So he was quite bewildered. And then he went, because father, what does he want? Okay, the child wants a small thing. Okay, we'll give it. So that somehow he should stop crying. So now Jagannath Mishra was surprised to see that they had actually made rice for their deity. Isn't it surprising for a father who considered his child as an ordinary child, right? Because of this Vatsalya Rasa. And Lord Jagannath told Jagannath Mishra told Jagadish Pandit of Nimai's request, adding that he was worried that he would not be correct for him to eat rice. In short, Lord wanted Jagannath Mishra, being a Brahmana, wanted his child to observe fast on Ekadashi. But Gauranga's eternal associate, Jagadish Pandit, knew that the little Gopal in the form of Nimai. So looks like Jagadish Pandit knew about the true identity of Nimai, that he's not just an ordinary boy, he's Gopal. So we can offer any item to the deity. Any item means even the grains to the deities on Ekadashi. The Lord does not fast. Devotees have to fast. The Lord is Atmaram and Lord is supreme. So if one wants to cook the grains, prasad for the deities, that's absolutely fine. And the devotees can honor it next day, or young children or below 7, 8 years or above 80 years can take that based on their health, as we discussed yesterday also. So that happened. So Nimai received it and stopped crying. Let's see what happens next. Anyone would like to read? Is not read today. Vani Mataji, you want to read? Okay, Lakshmi Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Jagadish Pandit and Hiranya are Chaitanya's branches of the desire tree of devotion. The merciful Lord gave them his grace when he was a little boy. He ate the offerings to Vishnu at their house on the Ekadashi day. Chaitanya Charitamrita 1.10.70 and 71. Jagadish Pandit purifies the entire universe because the nectar of love for Krishna pours from him like torrents of rain. Chaitanya Charitamrita 1.11.30. The above mentioned pastimes is described in the Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Kanda, chapter 4. The Lord grabs the things of a devotee even if he doesn't offer them, but he shows no interest whatsoever in the gift of the non-devotees. Just as Mahaprabhu was conquered by the devotion of Jagadish Pandit, so too was his dearest companion Nityananda Prabhu, who considered him to be one of his own intimate associates. Nityananda Prabhu was Jagadish's life and soul. Jagadish was present in the Panihati for the Chira Dahi Mahotsava. Do you want me to continue, Prabhuji?
Maybe we'll pause here.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Very, very sweet line mentioned here, and the picture is also there actually. So this, who knows this pastime? Raghunath Das Goswami. The Lord grabs the things of his devotees even if the devotee does not offer them. But he shows no interest whatsoever in the gifts, in the big, big gifts of the non-devotees. Duryodhan ka chappan bhog na khayo, rukh shak vidur ghar khayo, aise prem pujari radhe sham sham sham. Because there is love in the heart of the devotee. There is bhakti in the heart of the devotee. That is the main ingredient. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. We're discussing recently the Shodash Upchar Puja or the Panch Upchar Puja. It says very, very clearly all these upchars, all these articles, Gandha, Dhupa, Pushpa, etc. should be offered with one article together, or that one article separately can just be offered. What is that one article? Bhakti, devotion, love and devotion. Without that, all these like incense or offering tulasi or offering bhoga, offering water is a way to express that love and devotion. If one has that, then the Lord will steal it. So who knows this wonderful pastime? Anyone knows?
Haribol, I know.
Yes, Mataji.
You want Raghunath Das Goswami this pastime that's happening, right, Prabhu?
Yes, this
Okay.
one.
So
Yes,
Raghunath Das Goswami was a very rich person. His parents were very rich, and he was attached to Lord Chaitanya. And his parents tried to many times to they put guards on him. They got him married. They put guards on him, and his father said to his mother, "What's the use? We have married him to the most beautiful, chaste lady, and even she can't bind him." But they still kept guards. And then one night, Raghunath Das Goswami somehow escaped. And when he escaped, then he was at the Panihati, and at Panihati, he offered obeisances to the Lord from distance, and that time Lord Nityananda said he's a thief, and he asked him to make Chiradahi. Is that the pastime you're talking about? That's the chipped rice pastime,
Yeah, that's the Panihati one.
And later, when he was near Radha Kund, he used to eat what cows would reject. And that time also Lord Chaitanya came, and he grabbed this chipped rice that was rejected by the cows, and he ate it, and he said, "This is better than the nectar I have ever tasted."
I believe this is in the Puri. It happened.
Yeah, that one is in Puri, and the other one is in Panihati, when they asked him to cook. The same is, both are Raghunath Das Goswami, if I'm not wrong. So Puri, he would first he was, and then later on he even stopped doing this, and he would just eat a little drops of buttermilk, Prabhu. And that's it. He would not eat anything else in Puri. And after that, he went back to after Lord left this planet. Raghunath Das Goswami went to Vrindavan to assist the Goswamis. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you,
Dandavats.
Mataji. Then this Raghunath Das Goswami and Lord Chaitanya. So Raghunath Das Goswami, what is he doing? Is he wanting to offer to the Lord or is he taking away from the Lord? What do you think he's doing?
Because it was collected from the drain, the thrown out prasad in the drain, and he was living on those cheap rice from that collecting from the drain. So he was not eager to offer to the Lord.
Yeah, so he's not offering to the Lord, even if he does not want to offer. Not because he is like he is stingy or miserly, but he's considering it's not fit for the Supreme Lord to eat this contaminated food. This is from the drain. But Lord was so amazed with the devotion, with the sincerity, with the bhakti, with the renunciation. And Lord said that this is the best prasadam I've ever tasted in my life. Why? It was surcharged with a devotion and bhakti. So this is such a sweet picture, and so deep meditation on this wonderful line we can meditate upon. So, well, there is more about Lord Jagdish Pandit and Jagannath Mishra. They were kind of same age, we can understand from this. They were both like fatherly figures to Nimai. And I have shared the article for those who want. You can read more, and I've shared the video as well. So you can hear the lecture also more. And in Krishna Nitya Leela, Jagdish Pandit served as a dancer, Chandrahasa, as a Nagapatni, the wife of Kaliya. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think we'll be able to complete all the reading, but I encourage for those who are interested can read and can hear the lecture as well, which is posted. So any comments or questions before we stop for today? Okay, so we will pause here and continue tomorrow with the next verse. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purāṇ ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Jagadish Pandit Prabhu ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.